Hello there, Casual Brewer here. Today, I'm going to start brewing a Pilsner obscura Schwarzbier. So it's basically a black Pilsner. This is going to be an all grain recipe, lots of grains, about 10 pounds of grains. And I'm also going to use 1 pound of rice hulls just to help make sure I don't get a stuck mash. Got Aerate hops. This is all from Northern Brewer Kit for the Pilsner obscura Schwarzbier. And I'm gonna get started here by crushing the grains and going from there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the grains. These grains are not milled, they're not husked, they're not crushed yet. So basically that's what I need to do, is crush these grains. So I've got a scoop of them here. I'm gonna use a little bit of water, pour it into another bowl and spray it as I go. When you spray the whole grains with water and you mill it, that makes it a little less likely that you'll fully crush them to the point where it's ground down. So that will help make sure that we get the right crushing of the grains and not too much. I'm just spraying it a little bit as I'm pouring it into another bowl. The other thing you want to do is set your mill distance, the distance between your two mills, such that it's about 2 credit cards in thickness. So if you can fit 2 credit cards inside of that mill, then you're in about the right place in terms of crushing grains. And that looks just about right. Okay. So now that we're done with that, set to the correct placement, I'm going to use a drill that's hooked up to my grain mill or whole wrecker here, and just do a little bit at first to see that it's the correct amount of crush that I want. Now I'm going to add the crushed grain to the water that is now at the set temperature of 152 Fahrenheit. Add it slow. Stir it with the mash paddle. Just keep going until basically all the grain is inside of the grain container. I also have a grain bag on the outside, special made for the grain father of this model, in order to prevent the pump from getting clogged later. Okay, so the mash out has finished. It's been at 170 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. And now I'm going to fill up with Sparge water. Just basically sprinkle the water around the top of the grain bed. Once the sparging is complete, then you can take basically the whole grain unit out. Try to take the bag with you if you've got the bag underneath as well. I'll lift that up. Set it down somewhere safe. I use a roaster pan, same one I use for cooling pots when I do extract. Now we're gonna wait for it to boil. Once it gets to boil, I'm gonna add the hops. Okay, the boil has begun. Ready to add the hops. I'm actually gonna put in a hop spider. Oh, that means it is ready. Boil is reached. Add in the hop spider. This just helps keep the hops from clogging up the pump later. Add in my 1 ounce of Hallerton hops. And then use a paddle if the foam starts to come up too much. Break the foam with the paddle. Other than that, time to start the 60-minute timer. And then we'll add more hop additions at 30 minutes and then 0 minutes per the recipe until the end of the boil.